After a decade of heavy government borrowing to fund infrastructure development, the public debt ratio to the country's GDP increased from 44% in 2013 to almost 73% in 2023. The surge surpassed the International Monetary Fund's recommended threshold of 50% for developing countries, resulting in the government spending more than 60% of the country's tax income on debt servicing. Now, the government has turned to Kenya Revenue Authority to ramp up revenue collection. With an ambition to collect 2 trillion Kenya shillings more in taxes, the government aimed to raise revenue from 14% to 22% of GDP within the next decade and promotes compliance from 70% to 90% by 2026-2027 fiscal year.
Our total employment of our workforce as of 2023, 3.2 million people are about employed in payroll jobs like yourself, the people who are employed, but also business people who are on payroll, and 16.7 million people on what you might call the non-payroll economy.
3.1 million people paying payee contributed 495 billion Kenya shillings in 2023. Meanwhile, around 16 million formerly self-employed individuals paid only about 15 billion Kenya shillings. The latter should be paying around 500 billion Kenya shillings. Expanding the tax base by addressing hard-to-tax sectors such as the informal economy and digital businesses will require collaboration, innovation, and determination.
So we have an income tax yield gap of 500 billion shillings. We have a VAT tax gap yield of about 600 billion. We have a customs yield gap of over 1 trillion shillings. So we know, based on certain things, that we have a tax yield gap in the order of 2 trillion shillings. So when we talk about expanding the tax base, these are things we can quantify.
The government is expanding the tax base by netting the informal and gig sectors into the tax bracket through the digitization of tax collection at KRA.
The more we are able to bring those who are not paying on board, the more relief that you should be able to give to those who are on the payroll.
Already, the tax base expansion strategy enabled the government to generate 24.6 billion Kenya shillings in the 2023-2024 financial year and added 1.2 million new taxpayers to the national revenue base.
Empirical research already shows that with better tax design, including a more fair and inclusive taxation, stronger public institutions, and a well-functioning revenue administration, Kenya can strengthen its tax capacity without appearing to cause unnecessary pain to its business enterprises and households. This is indeed the promise in the newly released Tax Policy 2024.
Enhanced systems, including the electronic tax invoice management system, have reduced fraud, enabling KRA to mobilize 314 billion Kenya shillings from over 280,663 VAT registered taxpayers.